Welcome to this week's deluxe edition of the Weekly Remix. I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Alex. On this week's deluxe show, we are combining some of our previously created but never aired stories with our new stories to create a mega show.
We have so many things going on that we're going to need an extra pair of anchors just to host this. Asma and Avery will be joining us in just a little while.
So make yourself comfortable because this show is going to be epic. Your Weekly Remix
starts now.
Doe, a deer, a female deer, rain, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, all along my way to run. So a needle pulling thread.
Before we start your Weekly Remix, let's review some announcements.
9th grade students, National Junior Honor Society is now accepting applications to join our club. We focus on academics and service projects in the community. Please see Mrs. Link or Mrs. Lang if you are interested. Applications are due Friday.
8th grade students, you will have the opportunity to apply for National Junior Honor Society after the 6-week grading period. Listen to the announcements to learn more at this time.
The next meeting of the LJH Breakfast Club will be today. The after-school meeting goes until 4:30 and will meet in room 401. This month's character trait is respect, so either email Mr. Fela any nominations or be prepared to add the name to the list at the meeting. Afternoon attendances should bring $5 for the snack fund. Let's do our drawing for the corn maze.
Remember to stop by Mrs. Whitaker's office at the end of the day hour to claim your tickets.
And the winners are Devin Winters and Brittany Castillo.
Brooklyn Barnett and Andrew Morrison. And that's your Daily Beat. Please stand and join us for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can't wait for Thanksgiving. I always eat so much. I love holidays.
I love holidays too. Did you know that there are some holidays they actually can't eat? Let's take it over to Soliana, Samir, Asma, and Avery to learn more.
LJH, what did you have for breakfast?
Breakfast, I eat like half a cow, I eat some bacon, a few pounds of bacon actually.
As a time to purify the soul, refocus attention on God, and practice self-sacrifice, Ramadan is much more than just not eating and drinking.
Ramadan is to get closer to God by self-restraint, like for example, not using bad words or gossiping.
In the month of Ramadan, Muslims all over the world abstain from food, drink, and other physical needs during the daylight hours.
The challenges I face are getting really thirsty, and I get really hungry when I see other people eating close to me.
Muslims are called upon to use this month to reevaluate their lives in light of Islamic guidance.
I deal with my hunger and thirst by staying away from food and thinking about other stuff and just try to not think of food.
Therefore, fasting is not merely physical, but is rather the total commitment of the person's body and soul to the spirit of the fast.
That was a really interesting topic. I feel like I understand fasting so much more.
Now that we're talking about food, let's go over to Shelby and Sarah, who will fill us in on the Breakfast Club.
August, cooperation. September, respect. October, responsibility. November, citizenship. December, caring. January, perseverance.
February, honesty. March, self-discipline. April, sense of humor. May, courage. June, gratitude. July, loyalty.
What happens when a student gets the Character Trait Award? First of all, they are recognized by their peers. They are recognized in the classroom because we want everybody to know that the students recognize them. The Breakfast Club recognizes that student for the quality of the person they are.
It's for character traits based on things we saw them do, and we all vote at the end of meetings and sometimes at the beginning, and we get as many students as we can, and then we narrow it down each week.
Done. Let me see that.
Mrs. Roby is the bestest teacher ever. She's the coolest and the best.
What is this?
I threw it on the ground.
That's not how you write a TOMNOM. Look, here's mine.
Mr. Hiskin is the best teacher in the world, and the grammar head. Oh my god!
No!
And threw it on the ground.
No!
Your TOMNOMs need to include something like this. I am nominating Mr. Smith as Teacher of the Month because he has a great and original teaching style and makes me enjoy learning about history.
This has been Team Facepalm.
Now back to our anchors.
I wonder if people who wear costumes every day for their job dress up for Halloween.
What?
You know, like at Disneyland, does the girl who plays Cinderella dress up as Cinderella for Halloween, or does she find another costume?
That's a good question, but we aren't going to Disneyland anytime soon to find out. I guess we could find some in Kansas City who wears a costume for a living.
That's easy. In our next story, we'll learn who plays Snoopy at Worlds of Fun. Maybe once we find out who it is, we can ask him or her these questions.
Snoopy is Mr. Broyle. Snoopy is Justin Bieber.
Snoopy is Johnny Depp.
My favorite thing about my job is that I get paid for doing something that's actually kind of fun.
Mr. Broyle stands in the costume for 2 hours.
My breaks are about 30 minutes each, and I get a 30-minute lunch break. Yes, I like being Snoopy because I actually get to see what the character sees and not just what I see when others see.
Johnny Depp is in the costume whenever, unless it's during the movie.
I work about 5 days a week during the summer, and I work every weekend during school.
This has been RJ.
And Veronica.
Now back to the studio.
This week's athlete in the spotlight is Orrin Donaldson. He is a JV student for Liberty High School. Let's see what he has to say.
Orrin Donaldson. I swim for Liberty High School on the JV team. How I feel in the water, it's kind of hard to breathe, and occasionally the water hurts. However many meters we swim, it kind of varies between like 6,000 and 10,000 a day, usually at least. I joined the swim team because it kind of runs in my family. My dad swam in high school, my brother swam all through high school, and so did my sister. So I'm just kind of expected to swim.
It's your weekly sports report. I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Alex. This week on soccer, the Liberty North varsity boys team defeated Cameron High School on Tuesday night by the score of 10-0. Liberty drops to 4-1 on the season with a 0-4 defeat to Rockhurst.
This week on golf, the Liberty North Lady Eagle golf team continued a winning streak on Tuesday with a convincing win over Oak Park, Staley, and Platte County.
Despite a great pitching effort, the Jays varsity softball team lost 1-0 at Ray Peck last night, giving the Panthers the game in the 7th inning. JV won 11-4. Next up is another road trip as the Jays head to Ellison.
Volleyball. Monday night put an Liberty North volleyball team at Raytown. The girls had to struggle through enforced errors in the first game to win 27-25 with the serving of Maddie Gangai. Great job, Maddie. The Eagles freshman football team gave up 2 close games against Park Hill on Wednesday night. An A team could not find an end zone. They fell 0-6. B team gave up the fourth quarter touchdown, giving Park Hill the win 16-20. The Liberty High School freshman football team defeated Park Hill South Wednesday night. A team won 13-0 and B team won 6-0. And that's your sports report.
Welcome to the part 2 of the weekly remix. I'm Avery.
And I'm Asma. Have you ever wondered what your teachers do when they leave this building? Do they have real lives? Let's go over to Elliot, Phoebe, and Roman, who go behind the scenes to get the scoop on Teachers After Dark.
Stay at work till about 4:45, grading, getting labs set up for the next day. I'm doing some business work right now where I'm trying to take numbers for our books, so I'll be staying late this evening. And the latest I've ever stayed is all night. About 3-4 years ago, we had students turn in notebooks, and the grading deadline was the next day. I graded every notebook and put responses on every notebook, and it took me all night, and then I talked the next day. This is our own oddities. Anything that we find that's strange in our desk. If you look up here, we've got Emily Hollenbeck Award. She jammed the copier with a transparency copy. You can't make transparency copies on the copier anymore, and she said back in 1997 we could make transparencies on the copier. And then another new teacher said, what's a transparency? I used transparencies until about 3 years ago. Over here we've got the copy maker. This keeps me going, and I have to grade all night. Over here we have any leftover snacks, and then when you head over to this wall, this is a place for fellow staff members to compliment each other. And so we write down ways that other people have helped us.
Who knew teachers had real lives? I always thought they just lived here. It's even weirder to think that they used to be our age.
Do you think any of them got dates to homecoming?
Weird. Speaking of homecoming, who can go to homecoming this year? Katie and Taylor went out to get information about homecoming at Liberty High School and Liberty North High School. Let's check it out.
Hey Taylor, do you know anything about homecoming?
No, I don't. I'm really confused about it.
Well, let's go find out.
Good morning, Liberty Junior High. Hey, for all you Eagles and Blue Jays out there, there's been a lot of confusion and concern about what's going on with homecoming as far as the dance and who can go to that. If you are a Liberty North freshman, you're going to go to Liberty North next year. You are allowed to go to the dance. You can buy tickets at the gate, and you'll be able to get into that, so you can go to that. If you are a Liberty High School Blue Jay next year, you'll be going to Liberty High School as a sophomore next year, freshman this year. You can also go to the homecoming dance as well, but you have to buy your ticket in advance for Liberty High School. What that means is the week of homecoming, they will have some kids from the high school here at Liberty Junior High selling tickets for that event, and you need to buy them in advance. They will not sell tickets at the gate to anyone because of capacity issues and overcrowding, that sort of thing. So the one thing I don't have information on yet that we will get back through announcement is whether or not you as a freshman can take someone with you to the dance that goes to the other high school or somewhere else. And if that is the case, we will let you know through announcements. But typically, any dance that the high school has where you bring someone who is not a student of that particular school, there is a form that you would have to fill out and get approval for them to be able to attend the dance and that sort of thing. So I'll find out more information about that, and we'll get that out to you guys through announcements. So make sure you're listening up for that.
Hope to see you there.
This has been your weekly remix. Join us next week for another episode of the weekly remix.
Thanks for watching.